Hi everyone, I've just watched the video titled Professor Schneider Guest Lecture for the Students of the Department of Finance Nokma, and I want to share with you 3 key takeaways that I found valuable. The first issue I want to discuss is Friedrich Schneider's methodologies for measuring the scope of the shadow economy. In this video, he categorizes them into 3 main approaches: direct procedures, indirect procedures, and statistical methods. The first, direct procedures, might not be the most representative. If you directly ask someone whether they work in the shadow economy, they are unlikely to give you an honest answer. Therefore, researchers need to use private interviews or conduct surveys, which can be time-consuming. The second, indirect procedures are often preferred over direct ones and are based on the currency-demand approach. This method assumes that all transactions in the informal economy are undertaken in cash. An increase in the demand of currency correlates with the increase in the informal economy. The third way of informal economy estimation that Professor Schneider mentions is the use of statistical models, such as the mimic model. This model analyzes causes and indicators of the shadow economy without directly observing it. By statistically linking causes to indicators, researchers can estimate the size of the shadow economy. Now I want to move on to the second issue, Schneider's statement that surprised me. It goes like this: the shadow economy enhances welfare. The development of the total official economy and shadow economy together is always higher than the official economy alone. In other words, the shadow economy can contribute to higher GDP and increased overall welfare. However, a reduction in the shadow economy will only improve total welfare if policymakers successfully integrate shadow economic activities into the official economy. Professor Schneider presented an insightful table showing the interactions between the shadow and official economies. From this, you can see that shadow economy activities can have both positive and negative effects on the official economy. If you want to explore this topic in more detail, you can pause the video and examine the table closely. For my third takeaway, I would like to discuss the 7 policy measures that Professor Schneider recommends to combat the shadow economy and informal employment. So the first, unemployment is either controllable by the government through economic policy in a traditional Keynesian sense, or the government can try to improve the country's competitiveness to increase foreign demand. The second, governments have some but not complete control over how self-employment affects the hidden economy. They can make it easier to become self-employed by simplifying regulations or offering incentives. This could lower unemployment and help reduce the size of the hidden economy and informal work. The third, these 2 policies need to be accompanied with the strengthening of institutions and trust in public institutions. Fourth, besides these measures, policymakers should focus to reduce overall taxation, especially direct taxation on employment. The fifth, equally important, is the quality of institutions. The sixth, reducing administrative burden on business by simplifying the procedures for obtaining license, accelerating the release of documents required for entrepreneurship, reducing bureaucratic barriers for such documents. And finally, discouraging the use of cash by increasing popularity of electronic, as well as organizing unscheduled inspections in companies to verify that card terminals and other related infrastructure work correctly. To sum up, I want to state that Professor Schneider's lecture on shadow economy and undeclared employment provided me with a comprehensive analysis of the shadow economy, its measurement, and its impact on welfare. I hope that the issues I have picked for myself were useful for you as well.